Over the past couple of months, Bungie's communication has been pretty swift and regular. In fact, it's been somewhat difficult to keep track of the various updates, improvements coming to the game, and changes that we're going to see with the May update and the Warmind DLC. So in this video, I wanted to break down in depth everything that we know about the features and improvements coming on May 8th, consolidated into one video. There are certainly a few bits of information which have gotten a little bit lost along the way, so I want to break down everything that we know about the next update on May 8th, as well as those specific feature details. So first up, let's talk about the second DLC. It's called Warmind. It launches on May the 8th. We know very little about the story or the contents of the expansion, other than that it will focus on a Warmind or Warminds. According to the cinematics and the DLC artwork, it will feature a new playable area on Mars, with new or modified enemies and new activities confirmed in Bungie's recent blog post. It also looks like the DLC will feature a prominent member of the Bray family, and of course Clovis Bray developed Siva, among other things. We've also learned some minor details, including that all PvP maps from Warmind and previous DLC will be added into the general Crucible rotation for everybody, so everybody will get the DLC maps whether you buy DLC or not. Director Chris Barrett has also hinted that Bungie are focusing on adding more secrets, quests, and collectibles in the future, so here's to hoping we'll see some of that stuff in Warmind. For a full reveal of this DLC, we'll have to wait until April 24th when we're going to get a live stream from Bungie, but we do know a fair bit more about some of the changes and new features coming to the game in the major update alongside the Warmind DLC, which is update 1.2.0, again arriving on May the 8th. And it's worth bearing in mind the following features are not DLC features, they're features which will be available to all players regardless. So firstly, we have new seasonal vendor ranks. This is actually something which hasn't been spoken about too much, and this is the seasonal vendor progression that they actually list in the roadmap. But going back to an earlier update, Bungie said that specific vendors will now display a seasonal ranking, earning reputation will unlock unique seasonal rewards, and this will reset each season. So it's probably going to be core vendors, things like the Vanguard, the Crucible, maybe even the factions, but it means that there will be a specific rank that you acquire each season, and there are going to be specific rewards unlocked at specific ranks, which is definitely positive for the game. Hopefully there'll be, really cool items like weapons, maybe even pieces of armor, even exotics and things like that would be really cool. On the subject of exotics though, a big one coming in the May update will be exotic weapon Masterworks. So back with the arrival of Masterwork weapons in general, some of the exotics started to feel a little bit lackluster, and so Bungie have developed Masterwork exotics to go alongside those legendary weapons. Exactly how Masterwork exotic weapons will work is not entirely clear. However, John Wisniewski previously said that he'd been working on the 6v6 PvP Rat King Masterwork, which suggests that we'll probably see a somewhat similar setup, although it will be very interesting to see if the benefits change at all, or whether we'll still be able to do things like bump up the range or reload speed, imagine that on a sweet business, more stability on the Vigilance wing. I guess we'll find out soon. Connected with Exotic Masterworks though, exotics in general will be seeing some weapon reworks. So this comes in the form of an exotic weapon sandbox pass, but the goal is to make exotics feel drastically more powerful and influential in the game, kind of what we saw with the Vigilance wing buff and how that's going off in PvP. We know that significant reworks are coming for things like Graviton Lance, which will be able to fire 2 high impact rounds, which also produce void-seeking projectiles to clear up enemies. Sunshot is having its explosion buffed, Hardlight will be able to switch elements on the fly, Sturm will have the ability to 2-tap in PvP, and we know of other significant changes coming to things like Tractor Cannon. Most of the weapons are being improved, and when you consider that we'll be getting new stuff in this DLC as well that will be tuned at the same level, it should make new exotics pretty desirable in May if Bungie get it right. So of course that is just a few of the features that we're going to be seeing. On top of this though, the next big update will see the introduction of PvP rankings in Destiny 2. So Kevin Yanis from Bungie confirmed that there would be exclusive rewards for achieving certain thresholds or ranks with this new system. We'll have to see what that means, but I would guess it's probably cosmetic stuff, things like the emblems that we see on the screen right here. However, there will be 2 different ways to actually rank in this new system. So you can choose Valor, which allows your rank to increase whenever you complete matches. It is essentially the more casual route, which recognizes the time investment above all and doesn't punish you based on the outcome of the match. Then there is also the Glory rank, rank, which increases when you win and decreases when you lose, like the more typical ELO style system. Again, both ranks will have differentiating rewards depending on which one you choose to pursue. So I think that's definitely going to be a positive element for the game. We'll have to see how it plays out. But now let's list some of the more self-explanatory stuff, or the lesser known stuff that we have. So we've got the vault space increase. Finally, we're getting some kind of major vault upgrade. What's the point of having all of this new stuff to pick up if we don't have anywhere to store said stuff? Bungie did say in a previous update that they were targeting an additional 50 slots for vaults, so 50 more spaces is, definitely beneficial. That of course may have changed a little bit, but we're getting an increase nonetheless. Another big change in the game will be the reintroduction of heroic strike modifiers and an update to nightfall modifiers. So that is still on the cards for May 8th. We don't know what kind of modifiers we'll see in heroic strikes, but I really hope we get a solid pool of possibilities. On top of this though, the nightfall challenge card will also get some new modifiers, one of them being match game, where not matching the element of enemy shields will cause a damage penalty. DMG also confirmed that other modifiers will be added to the card in 1.2.0, and we'll probably see some of the heroic modifiers present there as well. Moving on, of course, private matches are returning. It looks like they'll keep some of the same basic functionality they had in D1, and then there is also a multi-emote wheel, which will allow players to customize each of the emotes assigned to the D-pad buttons, so you can essentially stack up 4 emotes at once. So that is the full list of what you can expect in the May 8th update alongside the Warmind DLC. Of course, many of these look like positive additions to the game, but there's still more stuff to talk about further down the road. In the recent roadmap update, Bungie confirmed a new seasonal event for the summer, more faction rally improvements, bounties are coming, PC clan chat, and hopefully exotic armor sandbox changes, and then in September they'll be focusing on gear collections and records, weapon slot changes, weapon randomization, and more, which is yet to be revealed. And of course, that is when a lot of us anticipate that we'll get the big fall update for the game. It's also looking like September is when we're actually going to get mods 2.0 in some form or another. They haven't put it on the roadmap right there. I think they're still probably juggling exactly how they're going to deliver this stuff, with some of the weapon changes in particular. A vastly improved mod system can certainly go a long way to making that, much more interesting. In the meantime though, there is a lot of stuff coming to the game. There's a lot of anticipation for this Warmind DLC, so hopefully between that DLC and the May update that we've just spoken about, there will be, some very noticeable improvements to the game. For now though, that is an outline of everything we know about the update coming in May. So I hope you guys have found this video useful. If you have, a like is very much appreciated below. Also be sure to check out my sponsor Control Freak if you want to save 10% on any of their products, including braided cables or any of the thumbsticks in their lineup. You can follow the link in the description below or use code Houndish and you'll save yourself a few bucks. For now though, I appreciate you watching as always guys. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. For now though, I'll catch you guys very soon.